everyone, good morning. We are here one more time, episode 54. Um, we happy to have you here again, Gabriel. Thank you so much,
Thank
brother.
you.
So thank you, man.
Thank you, Gabe.
Before we start, we'd like to um, say thank you for our sponsors, Brave Kimonos. If you wanna get any product at the website, you can purchase with your or code. Alright, it's PBJJF10 for 10% off. Santos Law Farm, Parks Dental Care, and PBS CRAWLSPACE Foundation. PBS is a new sponsor for PBJJF, but they also work on a DMV area. If you guys need any foundation work, contact them. They will be happy to help you guys. Good? Forget some?
No,
No?
just we gotta remind that what they need to do. You guys are watching. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, share,
Share
with your friends, and comment. Make sure you send the comments.
Yeah, send questions to Gabriel,
Yeah,
awesome.
and talk a little bit about our sponsors, guys. Sometimes the way you can support us is just by purchasing some products from our sponsors, sharing, tell people about our sponsor. You don't have to physically buy anything, or you can also go to their social media and tell them, hey, I've seen your brand at PBJJF. The guys are doing a great job. I love the brand, and thank you for supporting jiu-jitsu, because
Yeah.
they're not supporting only PBJJF, they're supporting the opportunity of us trying to share jiu-jitsu around the world. So I think that's the best support you guys can give with no financial investment. So, but you're investing in the future of jiu-jitsu when you do that. When you support companies and brands that support jiu-jitsu, you're helping jiu-jitsu
The
to
future.
grow, the future of your next generation, your kids, a better living of doing jiu-jitsu, better living of doing competing jiu-jitsu. More brands, more people involved. Like we have companies that are not even jiu-jitsu companies. It's crazy.
Yeah, but
So-
also like PBS, the owner's son trained
Compete-
jiu-jitsu and
and
competed
competes
at
at
PBJJF. That's awesome. They contact you us. We're like, "Fuck, that's what we're looking for.
Yeah.
People who like not direct on jiu-jitsu, but around start to get more sticky on the community.
True.
That money come back and
Come around,
come
yeah.
around. That's a really nice
And-
thing.
Yeah, and it's great to see how jiu-jitsu is growing, how other companies are seeing the potential of the jiu-jitsu audience, to their business. And if you guys wanna, you still have space to be sponsors. We have different types of sponsorship, so you guys can reach out to professionaljujitsu@gmail.com. If you're interested on being a PBJF sponsorship, have your brand, your logo here, reach out to us. We'll try to make this happen.
Not
Let's make
only
it
he
happen.
but then all
We have- yeah.
our events we're running next year. We'll run like around 30 events. Try to expand to Texas, California. A lot of big goals, Don't wanna talk too much about that step by step, but we plan spend next year, for other states, and you guys will be part of this,
For sure.
you know.
All around the PBJJF ecosystem.
Yeah.
So, but Gabe, thank you for being here today, brother.
I was very excited to get invited back.
Thank you,
Yeah.
man. Yeah.
Hey.
We're talking
Season
more.
two.
Season two.
You got the mug,
Get
you
the
got
new
the
mug. Gotta collect it now, man. I hope you still have the first one. Now.
Yeah, I got it right at the
Maybe
academy.
we'll
It's so
just-
good. Together we'll spread
Together we
jiu-jitsu
spread
worldwide.
jiu-jitsu around worldwide. Without your help, we can't make this happen.
Yeah.
Like every single person, it's extremely important for our growth. And our goal is to help to give it back by sharing good jiu-jitsu, professional jiu-jitsu that expose jiu-jitsu in a positive way that will bring students back to your school, and then we
Yeah.
can grow jiu-jitsu together. So that's the mission.
Yeah. Hey, what has changed from the last time? School growing. I know
School's
you
growing.
competed Pan Ams, you know,
Pan Ams,
after the last podcast. Talk a little bit about that timing we don't see each other now, and
Yeah, the competition was a lot of fun. My first one at brown belt. My first one in about 3 years, and it was nice to get
first
back out
one
there.
like your students see you competed too, no? Or,
Well, a bunch of my students, they just watched on. That's really cool that you guys have it on YouTube. So some watched live. They were texting me afterwards, and it was pretty cool.
Nice.
Some just watched it afterwards. My girlfriend came, so she was there, and Hernan, who just had the other day, he was coaching me on the sideline. So we're good friends and
Nice.
and everything, and it was a lot of fun. Excited to do more, to do this world.
The word's cool.
And
man.
I do have some students coming with me to do this one, so
Nice.
gonna get
That's
everyone
awesome.
signed up. And now that it's November 12th instead of a little bit sooner, I'm gonna try to get a couple more.
Yeah.
And get a competition team going.
Yeah, that's what we gotta change the date. You know, we got the everything set up for one space, but they don't have time enough to we do the setup at night before. You know, and that's like it's impossible to do the setup on the same day. You know, and they're like, sorry, we can rental that time Friday, blah 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 blah, and we need to figure out other space. But it's good. We have more time to get students and fighters will be better, I think so. And that space, I really like that space too. We did the Baltimore Open
Okay.
over
Same
there,
place.
and then like it's really cool, like a large space, like how we call the
Bleachers.
bleachers. We get bleachers, you know. I think it'll be better. Yeah.
Yeah. No, exciting. Big things happening.
Yeah, the tournament was great, and then I went to Montana for Sensei Shanji's camp that we did at the Budokan headquarters. It was 8 days of just a lot of training. We do like 3 hours in the morning, 3 or 4 hours, and then 3 or 4 hours at night for like 7
God,
days.
that's cool.
So it's like a full immersion, and pick up a bunch of stuff, and I bring it back, and I try to just get better at one thing. This was my third year going. The first year I went, I came back. I just worked on like mountain escapes for like 6 months. It was just so eye opening, and just the way Sensei Shanji sees things in a different way, that he's able to compress like 30 years of experience into, that small weekend. And if I don't know, you pay attention and you kind of just immerse yourself and surrender to being there, you're able to absorb it, and then you go home and kind of dissect it and work on it and trying to understand his point of view, and then you can kind of see jiu-jitsu in a different way.
That's probably a good connection for the team too. Like 6 days from here, from everywhere, get in one place for like 80 days, and it's a good connection. And after you go for the tournaments and like, hey Gabriel, whatever,
Yeah. So that one's different. That one's only 20 people, or actually this year is a little bit more. It's maybe like closer to 30. But it's not all six blades. It's people from, whether it's yoga people coming to do Budokan, or jiu-jitsu people that just want to improve their mobility. It's a different group.
I'm sorry, I always think that's like only like a 6 blade camp or something.
We did some
like
camps. They were a lot of fun. We did one. We did a bunch, but I went to one in Oklahoma City at Lovatos.
Lovato school, yeah.
That was really cool. They were celebrating 30-year anniversary for his school, and getting ready for masters. So I got to train with a bunch of the guys.
Yeah.
And Sean is coming to Maryland, I think, right? Virginia.
Virginia.
We
I think.
invited him to come to the podcast. So I
That'd be
think it's
awesome.
October 14th, something
Mhm.
like that, right? And Victor Hugo
Victor
also
Hugo,
around, so
He'll be, I think, Monday,
Monday, yeah.
Monday, yeah.
the
So if-
9th. Yeah, not this Monday. Monday
next
after.
Monday, yeah, at night.
If we
Yeah, I
can-
messaged him. We fight 2 times, and I'm like, hey brother, come to the podcast, but we try to set up a schedule.
Yeah.
You know, he say he don't have much time, but if you figure out a way to go there, pick him up,
I'll pick him up.
probably
Yeah,
works.
no problem.
It would be cool if you,
I'll help.
man, if you can come with him, like you both here, you for the third time, it would be nice, you know.
Yeah.
We can do or four together. It would be really cool.
Yeah. I got a chance to.
I would try, just should wait for his response, guy. To like, hey, I figured out we get to there, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, he was really nice. I got to train with him a little bit in
Man.
Oklahoma City. Not too much, but
Big-
gave me a lot of good pointers. Yeah.
Big man flow.
Yeah.
I always think I'm moving well. Was a big guy, you know. When we fight, I'm like, fuck, this guy moves better than me. It's cool. He's a nice guy. It's just like some guys who fight and don't act like respectful. You know, he like very respectful. Until like the last fight we have, we get some problems behind the screen. Is the problem like on the federation and rules, not about me and him. You know, we cool from that, but people probably don't understand what we're talking about. But like, yeah, whatever. But he's a nice guy. Hope he can come. You know, it would be cool.
True. And I think Felipe also had a Instacast with
Yeah,
Felipe.
I watched that. It was really good.
So maybe Felipe might come to
Laranjinha.
compete the worlds. Yeah, Laranjinha. Little Orange.
Yeah.
How do you call him? How they Laranjinha? People say Laranjinha.
Laranjinha. I want to know why his nickname is Laranjinha.
That's true. I forgot to ask
I
him.
want to know.
I may have
Maybe-
heard this. I don't know. To be honest.
It's fun. You know what's Laranjinha? Yeah, like
Orange.
a little orange. Yeah.
Little Orange. Yeah,
Maybe he's
but
like a lot of orange and well.
I guess what else? The school's been growing.
Yeah, the school's growing.
I have to upgrade my software because Kicksite only lets you have up to 50 people. So now I'm up to 100.
That's
Good problem, no?
Yeah, right.
Good problem.
That'll be the next push. Doing some like renovations, fixing some lights, and I have 2 rooms. I have a main training room and then a big lobby. So I moved all the mats to the lobby. I have the Fuji mats, so I have 44, and I saw that I can fit about 40 in the lobby. So now I'm getting ready to order some more from Fuji to
nice
to
and get like a
expand.
2 room.
Yeah.
So it's important. It's good. On the footer, you can have like 2 classes run at the same time. You know.
And breaking up levels. I try to, because right now we only have, like the adults class is all levels. We have 1 blue belt, but then we use a green belt in 6 blades. It's just like an advanced white belt. And everyone else, like 2 of them, and then everyone else is a white belt. So we have everyone in the same room. But like one of the guys, he works for the Secret Service and he trains people like grappling and escaping and things like that. And he has 20 years of experience, you know. So meeting him at a level of someone who's just never grappled in their life, I try to get to them individually, but sometimes it's hard. But so my class right now is between 4 and 10 people per class, and I have a couple other coaches that help me. So it's nice. Yesterday I pulled some people out. It's like, let's work on this. But having 2 mat spaces, I think will help like with distractions and things.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
That's
That's
good.
cool,
That's a
man.
good change.
Yeah,
Good,
that's big. And these steps force we grow.
Yeah.
We talk about this all the time. Every time we start like to get comfortable, some things happen to push us, you know. And sometimes that like buy a new mat, you know, and you're like, I gotta do this investment now. Maybe I'm not ready to do that, whatever. But like when you do, you see yourself like working hard to figure out that things, and this is good. Always will make you improve and get better, you know.
It makes you go, you know.
Yeah.
Get you out of the comfort zone, you know.
We just have one mode. Go,
Even
go,
this
go,
too,
go, go.
you know, like that gets you out of my comfort zone. Hadn't competed in like
Competing,
3
yeah.
years, you know, to get back into the rhythm and I like what you guys talk about, professional, and just trying to bring a different level of professionalism. Because I mean, I got into jiu-jitsu because it was a lot of fun. I got in for the sport aspect. Like I played sports growing up my whole life, not necessarily like to learn to fight or self-defense. I started going to an academy just to. My sister was going. I needed something different, and I tried the striking, and it was okay. But I really liked the jiu-jitsu, and I kind of just stuck with it. So creating a place for people to have fun. that was always kind of my energy and intention for it. A place for them to grow and empower themselves. But sometimes we lose a little bit of the professionalism. Not forward facing. I don't want the customers or students ever feel like, I'm being unprofessional.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, we can step it up a notch, instead of just kind of going with the flow. You guys, I'm sure you do that. You look at what's going on, who's doing the best things, and like you were saying, people come and bring you suggestions, like maybe do this, and to stay on top of it, you guys are at the cutting edge, and that's exciting. And it's nice to hold yourself to a high standard. And with Sensei Shanji, he's very like, you got to have a high standard, and that's just the way he is, and how our team is, and how you do anything is how you do everything. So it's nice to just make it more professional. Like last time when I was here, I talked a little bit more about like the money multiplier and the other things I was doing, but it's hard to do more than one thing at once, So
we know.
We know.
So with them, I still work with them, but more like an affiliate. I send them people, and also it was a little not weird, but to do like a financial presentation. Like one of my students I was taking privates, it was a husband and wife, and they have a really successful furniture business. And I was talking to them about like certain things, and they want to invest in a building and purchase real estate. So I explained to them how the money multiplier works and things. But it's still a little weird, talking to your people you just used to talk to about jiu-jitsu, about money. So I'm just gonna refer them to Hannah and the team, and it allows me to just focus on not just the instruction, but making the academy a great environment.
That's good.
We celebrated a year in August.
Nice.
Congrats.
So 1 year open. Yeah.
That's awesome. I can't
deal.
wait for my one. It's getting close. December.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would do, but I want to do some.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe like a short celebrate and a party. I don't know. I was thinking about maybe too much ideas now, but I want to do some for 1 year anniversary. It's a big deal.
Yeah.
It's only the beginner, but it's still a big deal on my perspective, And we hit 1 year on our school, our group, Thank you. You did some, or like
Professor Gustavo Diaz came from California, and he was there for a couple of days teaching classes. I added another kids class, so I have kids classes Monday through Thursday and Saturday, so now 5 days a week. It ended up spreading out a lot of the students, and the adults also kind of spread out, so I couldn't just do like a party on Saturday, like with people's schedules.
Yeah.
So I didn't do any parties, but we just did like a week-long kind of celebration.
Cool.
Enjoying it, training. Yeah.
That's awesome too. Yeah. Think about maybe like do like a barbecue or something like that. But every time when I plan, I'm like, oh my god, you're taking so much work, And I'm like, But after is good, After you do like that's great. I think that's help you keep the group tight. I don't know.
Yeah, we're doing a watch party for the Who's Number One on Sunday.
These things is good events like this.
Yeah.
I like.
It's hard to do some more events.
Yeah.
Celebrate the worlds. Bring everybody as like, guys, let's
Yeah.
celebrate my win.
This is why
and-
it's a good thing too. Bringing people for tournaments, keep the group tight. Cause then they start they start like quote each other, help each other, and then like day by day they start to get more tight and tight.
And they see that but the work they put to help someone to win, is extremely important.
Yeah.
Because you can really win by ourselves in jiu-jitsu.
Impossible.
We compete by ourselves, but we have such a big support behind,
Absolutely.
So, we really like try to make the best environment possible. Good seating where people can get together comfortably. They can really enjoy the whole experience. Like you don't want people to be like thrown around. We want them to be able to sit, accommodate properly, and they have a good experience. I think that's extremely important. You bring a mom and a dad or a grandfather, get them to be able to enjoy the moment. Sometimes being standing for the whole time, not have sittings.
Yeah.
It's kind of like uncomfortable, and really, in our point of view, it's like really hard to enjoy that experience.
Yeah, and they probably won't want to stay for the whole day, right?
Exactly.
Versus if they have a comfortable place to
Comfortable.
sit, something to eat, maybe, you know.
That's one thing we try to plan better. Like get, because some events they some space they don't have like anything to eat around. We try to like reach out people who's working with like food truck and these things to like be at the event. But that sometimes hard, but we try. Cause make it easier. Cause you're there all day and I'm hungry. You gotta get your car, drive somewhere, eat, and come back. Is bad. If you have something there, it will be easier.
Yeah, and the venues they ask for certain license. They don't allow the vendors to come if they don't have the license, or sometimes they don't even allow vendors to come. If not, so that's kind of something that we try to really make. We have a standard things on venues. That's why for us like really hard to find a venue because we look for the standard. We want to make sure you have the experience at PBJJF Baltimore Open, and you have the same experience at PBJJF Charlotte Open.
Yeah.
You have the same experience at New York Open. So really try to standardize the experience. You're gonna have a similar experience.
Man.
You're gonna have a good seating. You're gonna have clean place, good looking place. That's how we kind of try to set the standard. We don't. In the beginning, we didn't have as much, opportunity to get the best venues, but now we're able to get more venues, so we start standardize that. But you still see some other long run organizations that is still running their tournaments like anywhere, so, and not look for those basic standards that we try to set. So I think that's what's setting us apart. Like we're really trying to make it professional, not only on the competition side, on the referees, on the streaming, on the taking care of that, as on uniform. So, but even the venue, we're setting that apart. I think that's the feedback we're getting from the community, and we try to improve every day, like as a black belt, right? And so what was your experience coming to PBJJF for the first time? So how was it? What did you think before? We had a conversation, right? So what about before and after? How was your experience at?
Well, partly is just I hadn't competed in so long. I'd done a couple of grappling industries. I did a DC Open, but it was just like one a year, maybe like one for each belt, just to kind of, I did like 2 at white belt, like 2 or 3 at blue belt, just 1 at purple. It seems like you're taking all the good things from a lot of other ways of running tournaments and put them into one. So, like I mentioned, the streaming was really cool because then I had more angles too to go back and like watch the match. My girlfriend recorded, but that was nice. But I just was a little confused like with the rules and things. So now I was like, man, maybe I should do the referee course. That's cool that you offer that too. And as the head instructor at my school, I probably need to know all the rules and go to the referee courses. So I think that would be helpful. It was really cool. Like I got interviewed afterwards. Like I had so much adrenaline. I didn't remember what I said. I said a bunch of crazy stuff, but it was nice. It felt like a professional show. It's really cool. You guys got new mats. The other ones were getting a little
Bigger,
worn.
yeah.
Bigger
space.
Yeah, bigger space. But it was cool. Getting to go first, so that people can coach the rest of the day. I didn't have anyone else competing. But that was nice just to go first in the morning, not have to be there all day.
I really like that too.
Yeah.
Like to put the brown and black belts early in the day. I feel that's a big difference on the event because people can fight and feel free to leave if you need to leave, early or stay to coach your students. 'Cause it's hard. You coach your kids and your adults all day and fight in the day, It's really hard. But when you do first, it's different.
Yeah. Was that one of your bigger ones? 'Cause I haven't done any opens.
That was
Yeah,
the
Pan
Pan
Am
was
was-
the we have
was big,
over 700
yeah.
registrations.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was a.
That one's the big.
We believe Worlds will be larger.
Yeah.
So we had a bigger venue now, and we have up to 10 mat space too. So we have 10 mat areas prepared.
Yeah.
You know, if we need. But we believe that.
Can't wait to use all tens on the same day.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
Yeah. And for 2024, what we're doing, like we're doing new areas now. So we're going to Atlanta, Florida, Texas. So expand towards the west and south as well. So, and maybe opportunities to run other, like we're running the opens, but we're also going to start doing the Grand Slam.
Grand Slams.
So Grand Slam is going to be different point system in the ranking. So opens 1 point, this amount of points. Then you have three series basically: the Open Series, Grand Slam Series, and the Main Event Series. So main events is Worlds, Pan Am's,
USA.
US National, and hopefully Brazilian Nationals. Then the other series is Grand Slam. So we're gonna have Grand Slam in different cities like Baltimore. Already on the schedule, Baltimore and Washington DC.
Yeah.
Grand Slams. Then we have the Opens in every city. So that's the way we think we can grow and create different series inside the organization.
Yeah, we really care about we think a lot about the rank, rank system. Make people get in the rank, follow that, Carlos number one on the rank on the purple belt, Yeah,
He's
competing
a lot.
Yeah, he started competing more. That's awesome. It's funny watching him compete back. Carlos, my brother, guys. If you guys don't know that, and I smash him every day at the school, and then see he compete and do the moves is nice. I'm happy, but that's cool. Like end of the year, we plan to get certificated, some nice things for the ranker champions. Maybe probably top 3 or top 5. We don't figure out that yet how many certificates and things we get it, but it's coming up. We gotta do this soon. Yeah,
We'll be
it's almost done.
Then we have the different. We have kids ranking, adults, and master division ranking for each belt. So this is something that we also started creating the kids ranking, so they can build up inside the organization. And one thing that we see with the growth of jiu-jitsu, right? We see the growth of PBJJF. We're gonna see it's like in a school. I was actually thinking a lot about this. The growth of the organization will be internally. When they have the blue belts, a lot of blue belts competing now. Those blue belts are going to turn to purple. Those purple belts are going to be brown belts. The brown belts are going to be black belts. And we're going to have a pool of hundreds of black belts, we believe in the growth of internally, growth with our competitors, and building their name inside the organization, And it's like in a school, we start with the white belts, and then it takes time to build the blue, and then purple, then brown. So we really believe that instead of pulling more black belts out of the organization, we're going to create the black belts inside the organization. Because we think medium to long term, that's kind of how we see the long term. We're going to have our champions, our stars, the PBJJF stars.
I was going to ask you what's your vision for kind of keeping people along the process, right? And that answers it, and that's really cool. And people like to see rankings and statistics, things like that. And if you're competing a bunch of different ones, you're just gonna be spread all over, right? But if you stick to one, and like you said, you start with the blue belts, that's really cool. And then they see the brown and black belts that are winning stuff, they'll be like, oh, I want to go try to
I want to be like
stuff, and they'll work towards it.
The belt, we're creating the belt for the main events. So the black belts. Right now we're doing black belts
for the absolute.
Absolute, right? Maybe in the future can do all black belt divisions, right?
Yeah.
But we want to limit it to the elite, right? To want to keep, because sometimes you have a belt and a child has the same belt. Like,
yeah.
You take the the
prestige,
purpose, of that belt, and you start giving to everyone, and it becomes like everyone's a champion.
Yeah.
Right? Like we want to still like come and have a good experience. You win or lose, man. You gotta win or lose. You gotta learn this early in life, and you gotta learn that you're not a big deal yet. Maybe you get to that point. Like we want to create something that those kids want to become one day. I want to get that belt one day. Everybody, man, I want to have that belt one day. And then we give the opportunity for them to go through that process to one day become the elite. Inside the organization. So, and we see like the champions, like, right, Max, we talk about this. Well, the athletes will have opportunity. Maybe like a lot of people, sponsors will be looking at them. I want my brand attached to that athlete. I want my brand. This athlete is influence people. Like I want in a positive way. We want our brand with them. Like something that will circle around. That's how we believe in it, long term.
Well, you call it an ecosystem earlier. So that's a good word.
Creating that ecosystem, and maybe we can connect a brand like a software that does jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
A lawyer that does immigration. Man, you bring someone from Brazil to your school. How do you do that? We know the people that we trust, and they are professional doing this. And you have Brave Kimonos. Then you have maybe a software company that you're talking like help your business to grow, but sometimes they need a plug-in. PBJJF can be that plug-in to really, and we believe in brands that will impact and help our community. We have
and probably the software you use, you get connected by somewhere.
Yeah.
Somebody told you about it, right?
Yeah, that's the act.
But how many people don't even know that this exists? Like there's so many. Maybe like how to do Google ads. It's important. How you have a good website, a good looking website. How you present your business better. How can we also help the schools owners to have a better business, to have a better model, to look more professional? Because sometimes running the day-to-day business, we forget about sometimes important
little
things,
details.
Little details that are very important.
Yeah.
The looking of your website. You told that your wife did your website,
girlfriend.
correct? Your girlfriend. I'm sorry, and future wife, right? Like how important is like every little detail. Sometimes we go through the website of other schools, right? And there's no information. Where are you? Like, how do I find you? How do I contact you?
Yeah.
Like those some little informations can take people away from. Or sometimes you don't look professional. Yeah. People take a look at that. Man, your website don't look professional. Maybe I don't want to be connected to it. So I think more professional we look, more opportunity for people outside of the bubble to come in,
And that's what we're trying to do, right? We're not trying to like get jiu-jitsu people that are already doing jiu-jitsu, that already like jiu-jitsu, to do more jiu-jitsu, even though that's good. And that is part of what kind of, especially with Budokan and our vision is like we want to have longevity for people. We want them to be on the mats late into their ages, but people have so many injuries. Like I destroyed my body playing football and a bunch of other things. There's more options for kids than going destroying their bodies doing, or even like nothing against CrossFit, but they have a lot of injuries. You can get a lot of the same
community,
but it's also just the sense of growth and it's so engaging for your mind. Jiu-jitsu and there's so much.
I think
depth
it's even
to
more
it.
than CrossFit and other
Right.
things. Like jiu-jitsu is
It's
harder to we talk about jiu-jitsu. We doing that. We love that. But I really feel jiu-jitsu is great. It's great to everyone and no age. Yesterday I was talking with that new kid at the school. and we talk about the age. Man, on the semi class, I have like couple teenagers, adults, and man, people around like the 50s and 60s, you know. And they're like, oh my God, that's cool. Like everyone able to do, you know. I'm like, yeah, jiu-jitsu to everyone, man. And everybody together. After the class, I finished the class kind of a little bit different yesterday now. Like line up, we just celebrate because one of our students, we moved to San Francisco, California, San Francisco, yeah. And he won off my first students. I think he number 5, you know, on my sign-ups. And it was really important to me. He keep training.
Yeah.
Like, and I finished the class and I told that to him. Look at his eye, giving him a hug, you know, and like everybody clap, like that's awesome. And I can tell the energy on that room, like super high. Everybody like love that moment, you know. And that's what jiu-jitsu give more than everything. That community, that like, and people make people feel good. Do you understand? That's the thing.
I feel the same. Yeah, jiu-jitsu is I think it's something that you can't. Sometimes when you tell people, they don't believe. It's like, come on, they have to feel it. You know, it's something that you have to feel. And I have a theory, conspiracy theory, not as conspiracy, but I have a theory about CrossFit. I think it's like jiu-jitsu. People get hurt from CrossFit when they don't have the mentality of going through the process, learning. Because sometimes like it is I think they take the competitive, right? Like Max is doing CrossFit for 10 years. And I joined like 2 months. And then like, I'm lifting weight. And then I see him putting like, I don't know, 100 pounds in something. And I can't even execute the movement properly. And I was like, man, I think I can do that too. And then I tried. Then I hurt myself. I think that's kind of like trying to compare yourself with someone by your side, creating that competitive internally challenge, force people to go over the limits too fast, too far, without being ready for it. You know, like you're doing a move that you don't know even how to do. You can't even do without weights, and you're trying to do it with 100 pounds. You know, and sometimes we have to take that mentality outside of jiu-jitsu. Sometimes a guy come to train like, gotta beat this guy up. I'm gonna beat him up. I'm gonna throw myself on him. No. I tell my students daily, you don't have to win. You're not here to win. You are not on the mat to win. You're here to learn. The learning process will help you to become someone that can win. But if you come thinking that, because sometimes I'm in a position that I'm thinking I have to win the round. I have to win. You get an arm bar, I'm going to let you rip my arm off and I'm going to try to get out of it. Or I'm going to get your arm really hard. I'm going to try to choke you so hard. So that eventually, in my point of view, hurts the school long term. Because now everybody's trying to kill each other. They're going to break each other. They won't be able to sustain in jiu-jitsu. So with that mentality of like, I got to kill you, it hurts. So I think the mentality, even in CrossFit, like, not even in CrossFit, but I think that's kind of the CrossFit mentality. Man, I'm not here to lift heavier than you. No. I'm here to learn the movement. I'm here to improve myself. I'm here to get stronger. You know, go back to the why you're doing it. Instead of like, I want to do better than him. You know, 100%. In jiu-jitsu, we see it happening also in jiu-jitsu. You know, like
sometimes it's hard to control the guys to don't roll on the first day. I have like, or doing the specific or whatever, you know, they get on first day, I do like separate like intro class. Sometimes they here with me and like this and looking to the other side like, can I try? I'm like, wait, we go get on that time. Today we go learn how to break and fall, you know, we learn these things here, and a couple weeks we go be able to try it, you know. That is hard. People want to go fast on the steps, you know.
It takes patience and what's the word? Delayed gratification, right? And that's the fundamentals. We have to learn them. Otherwise, it's people playing checkers, and then it's just, you know, this. Jiu-jitsu's chess. You want to learn to play chess with each other. And that's with us, I try to... First, I want to see if they like jiu-jitsu. If you don't like it, it's not really for you. And it's okay. There's other things, or maybe a different style of academy is for you. You know, but then it's like, okay, once you know you want to do jiu-jitsu, it's like, how can we get your body and mind ready to withstand training. And if you can withstand training, then you'll be able to have success. And then I think it starts with the mobility. Y'all have been doing this way longer than me, but every movement, every technique has a movement underlying it, right? And if you can't do the movement, like you said, you can't even do the movement without the 100 pounds. How are you going to do it with
resistance?
With resistance, right? Or sorry, you can't even do it by yourself. How are you going to do it with resistance? So it starts there. And then once people can move, it's a lot easier to teach them jiu-jitsu. But you got to kind of trick them into wanting to learn that stuff because it can get boring and repetitive. But that's the challenge, right? And then like teaching kids, so many different attention spans. Like you got a 3-year-old, 7-year-olds, 9-year-olds. It's all different. And I try to learn like the differences with each one, and then maybe try stuff with adults that works with kids, maybe try stuff with kids that works with adults, and go back and forth. Yeah, I love teaching. It's a lot of fun.
But breaking down the techniques is the key for me. Like before I will show like whatever arm bar.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, okay, break the grip, cross the arm, break his posture, step in the hips, shrimp out, climb your leg, boom, arm bar. Now, man, until they finish the arm bar, they do like 3 or 4 steps on drill. You know, all right, we go learn how to shrimp. Go learn how like to break the grip and shrimp now. Mm-hmm. You know, then eventually he doing the arm bar. Mm-hmm. Sometimes on the same day, but like I break down in little steps on the fundamentals. That's like it's a change game to I teach my fundamentals. Adults know. For kids it's different, but for adults kind of it's not for you not that different. I try do the same system on breakdown, you know. But like you say, when they know how to move, it's way easier. You get like somebody athletic already. Yeah. I get a girl, she do gymnastics.
Yeah,
she's adult already, man, like 24, 25, but she did gymnastics her whole life. Mm-hmm. She has too much mobility, very coordinated, you know. Everything I show to her, she able to do. But that's different than get a person like who never did any type of workout or training, you know, like around her 40s already, and you go show like a full wardrobe, and that's a big challenge, you know, and then it's hard. You gotta feel sometimes the student, you know, especially the beginner. Like I told before here about the guy be on the intro class and wanna roll, wanna the challenge. Sometimes if I feel they young, they wrestling before or whatever, I get somebody like a black belt or brown belt. I'm like, okay, let's do a little game here. Okay, you try to escape the mount, you know, and the other guy try to hold, and they feel like super excited. Some people need to have that feeling on the first day. I'm like, oh, good, you like, okay, sign up. But some people, if you do that, they will run out your door, you know. But has that feeling is kind of hard sometimes, you know.
And I really, what I try to do too is understand the why. Yeah. Why they're there. Why do you want to learn jiu-jitsu? Because sometimes if I don't understand your why, I can't help you. No. Oh, you go to the doctor and you tell him, I'm here. If the doctor don't ask you, why you're here? Mm-hmm. What happened? Oh, my shoulder hurts. I'm a knee doctor. You came to the wrong doctor, you know, like I think understand the why. I want to come, or even to guide them, you know, like, all right, I want to learn how to protect myself. I want to be more confident. I want to be able to if something happened, be able to protect myself. And then like, hey, do I treat this guy like he wants to be the next world champion? Or do I want to help him to learn how to protect himself, you know? And some guys come here like, I want to be the next MMA. All right, cool, man. Different. You're like, you have a group of people with different goals. And I started learning that. When I moved to the US, it was like this. You're on the mat? You're here to train with me. You're my training. And then it was like 2 months, like nobody showing up because I broke everybody. The guys couldn't even come back to class. You know, they're so tired, so beat up. Sometimes you have to get there, but you don't have to start there. But and then I started realizing, hey, hold on, why are they here? They don't want what I want. Mm-hmm. They want what they want. They want what they need. Mm-hmm. You know. Then I started like, okay, he's here for this purpose. This person's here for this person. And I think we develop ourselves, as a professor, instructors, coaches, however, by understanding why people step in your door. Like we have all the whys. We do things daily. Why do I do this? Why do you go to the grocery store? You're looking for some food, like, oh, why you're buying lettuce and cucumbers? Because you want to live healthier. Like, there's always a why behind what we do. And I think as a professor, instructor, managing school, we want to understand the why.
Yeah.
Our students join jiu-jitsu to help them, to guide them through what they're looking for.
In the right direction.
Yeah. And sometimes they change their why. I came here for self-defense, but now maybe I want to compete. And then you can direct them again, to what they are looking for.
Yeah, now I start to feel more students. Before I have another vision, but I feel like a lot of students wanted to try to compete minimum one time, especially between 3 and 4 stripes white belt. When they get on that timing, I feel they start to get a little bit more confidence and they want to test themselves. Couple ones, it's not like encouraged enough to do or not ready yet to do, but definitely they think about like I figured out this like now on my school because I get too much people from this zero.
Yeah.
Like I started my school like in December, and now my students start to get like 3-4 stripes, and I get a larger group like, hey coach, what do you think about competing? Coming to asking me, and I like I said, don't push nobody, I put that, I say like, hey guys, you have a competition these days. If you guys wanna do, let me know. We go figure out a group, a way to go, but like more and more people start to get confidence. I think that's that time between 3 and 4 stripes white belt they like want to test themselves,
Yeah. And the age varies too, right? Like depending on their age too.
Man, I have a 58 years old guy competed this weekend. 3 stripes on that gap, and then never asking him to compete. Never. I don't ask nobody for real, But he come to me last week and like, I think I'll compete, coach. I'm like, okay, I'm 58. I'm hard. I hope somebody sign up for your division now. I'm like, yeah, do it, man. Let's do it. And I try helping him a little bit, like an game plan, for his age, blah blah blah. And he will compete this Saturday. You know what I mean? But I feel like he on this gap, then try to test himself. And I told him like, hey, I hope somebody sign up in your division. He's like, nah. If I get somebody around the 35, I can handle him. I'm like, I believe, man. Like, for real, I believe he can do, But at the same time, I'm scared to him get hurt. And you understand? It's hard to. But he trained very very well to his age. Do a lot, like 4 or 5 times a week. 2 classes sometimes a day. He pushed himself. Frank, good guy. Somebody signed up on his division already?
I don't know.
Not yet?
Good luck, Frank.
Yeah. Makes sense.
But that's kind of how we try to do. We try to keep safe, if in a, depending on age, we try to run the event safe because our goal is to get the people experience, but for them to be on the mats on Monday.
Yeah.
Back to work on Monday. That's extremely important for us. When we do a tournament, we want everybody to be home safe. That's the idea. And we're the behind the scenes. We try to make everything prepared to have that experience where it's safe, and because we want your student, we want to take care of your student as much as we take care of our students.
Yeah.
We want your students, you confident and comfortable that you send your students. You're not even going. You send your students to PBJJF. They're gonna be safe, and safer than any other organization. We already are. That's the bottom line. We already are. We started PBJJF because of Max. I don't send my students to those tournaments. I don't want them to get hurt. I don't want them to not be on the mat on Monday.
No.
Like that's kind of how we run. the fundamentals of PBJJF. Like safety is extremely important here, and because we do that in the school, so like we run jiu-jitsu classes safer. You know, we want people to be back on the next day. So
That's why one reason that why we get new mats too, to make it larger, a little bit more safe too. Before kind of like a small mat.
Yeah.
It's like you go out of bounds like too easily. You can fall outside, fall on the table, fall on top somebody fighting beside you. Now with the large mats, they have like the escape mat,
area,
you know, escape area. The heifer has more time to stop you before you fall outside. That's one reason we get the new mats too. You know,
That's awesome.
looking better too. They looking really nice. It's a good investment we did, but like safely is one the reason, you know.
Yeah. It's important. What about what are your plans for the future? What are you looking? What is your goals for near future and long term?
Yeah, plans. So definitely look forward to doing this. I popped my hamstring on Tuesday. It's been really annoying. It's been killing me. But I feel a lot better. I'll be fine. And it wasn't even doing jiu-jitsu. I was playing football for some reason.
That's the
Always
problem.
happens like that.
Yeah.
Football or soccer?
No, football.
Football.
Yeah. I was helping coach my girlfriend's son. Their football, flag football, and I was playing with them and stuff, and it was stupid, but it's okay. I'm just adding more classes, more offerings to continue to. Like, our vision is to get people to be able to roll safely as soon as possible. That's where it's the most fun. It's where you can actually roll and train live and work on stuff. So in order to do that, I'm increasing some of our mobility classes and the yoga, the yobility that we have. We have a system called Yobility where it combines yoga with mobility. And it's a lot of fun and really challenging, and it can just keep people engaged because we're always changing patterns, and it's really quite difficult. Then I'm also adding like a kettlebell strength and conditioning class, and getting more mat space. So now looking to grow from like 50 to 100. That's the next move.
step, you know.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
Awesome.
Yeah, we have a wave of people that like you. I started from scratch. You know, with some people starting to get some promotions. Some of the kids got like the first gray and white belt
Nice, man.
they gave out, and then two brothers are really good. But after this, we'll probably do another promotions towards the end of the year and like an 8-year party.
Man.
Celebrate everyone. We
You
have a lot of
do
people.
like 2 times a year, or when the students get ready?
Just kind of when they're ready,
Yeah.
because it's almost felt like just small group. You know, in the beginning it was almost like private. It was like 1 or 2 students. Some days it was just me and one guy. One of the guys I just gave a green belt to, he came in. His name is Paul, and he did 10 years of judo, and he's like 6'2", and probably had a good 100 pounds on me, man. It was fun training with him and catching him up. He's lost like 30 pounds. He lost like 20 pounds
Oh my God, that's cool.
his first month or so, and he moves so well now. He's in his 40s, I think. But anyway, it was really nice to give him a belt. But I have another crew of guys that are getting ready to get their green belts. So now we have a nice little foundation.
Sorry to cut you again, but like the green belt is between white and blue. That's
Yeah.
like before, even in the adults. That's
Yeah. So it's more like it's an advanced white belt. When they compete, they'll just be a white belt. But the vision is that they can now come to the advanced classes, not just the white belt classes.
and that's like after 4 stripes on the white belt.
No, there's no stripes on the white belt. So they just get the green belt. So it's kind of based on time, or when you like 3 or 4 months in, once you can kind of tell like they can train safely, they don't hurt themselves, they don't hurt other people when they're rolling. They kind of have the mindset of learning versus just trying to win.
Yeah, cause you guys do your own system belt. That's the
Yeah.
only difference, or they have other.
With some stripes, we do like certain kinds of homework with the kids, but other than that, it's just like
That's
IBJJF.
the same.
Yeah.
PBJJF. style.
PBJJF.
Yeah, like we had you guys had the green belt, and after that blue, purple,
Yeah.
brown, kind of. Yeah. No, just a
The
question.
system,
I guess.
yeah.
I'm still trying to understand everything, and we want to be just like you. And when you do Charlotte or Atlanta, you want to have the same system. We try to do everything like headquarters and Sensei Shanji, but we do have the freedom to try things. You know, like we don't have too many requirements, or it's like you have to do this, this, and this. There's certain things to stay uniform and have quality control, but it's nice to have the ability to, if you have an idea, you have a vision, you can act on it and test it. In the end, we want things that are effective, that are working, that can help other people, you know, and even.
But I think this belt to help keep the guys motivated too. I think it's cool. Get a green belt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's hard because you can't compete. You as a green belt in an adult division, no. And like when
But you
they
probably
tell you like, okay, you green belt here, but when you go compete, you gotta fight in a white belt or blue. You can,
Yeah.
no, but like it kind of. But it's nice for keeping them motivated on that beginner white belt. I think that's the most time, the most important time to keep people motivated was a white belt.
Yeah. What do you do for like the first like 12 weeks? Like someone brand new that if you know you want to see them get the black belt, what do you do in like the first 12 weeks if it was like your ideal way?
Yeah, my fundamentals system is like 16 weeks.
16 weeks.
And I keep like looping these fundamentals though, and I try keep it then on this group until that 60 weeks finished, you know, until we looping that 60 week. I feel like that's the best way to then get the stick. He go grow with a lot of white belts, you know, a lot of people on his level. I allowed the other belts come on this class, but they understand that's not his class. You know, that class is not building to him. You understand? And they there to help him more. Like Carlos on the mat yesterday, he don't even train, but he stand up, watch the new guys doing the movement, you know, helping the white belts. I think like this has that program, that system, you know, we can follow. Help they get the stick. One thing I will start to do is like provide them to know the system. Cause now they just know Monday. Every Monday put in a whiteboard like, oh, we'll work on this, and this. I have that on my computer. I try to make it better. Probably will give a book or like a link with all the weeks filmed. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
I still decide what I would do on that, but I want to provide to them today like, okay, on these 60 weeks I need 16 weeks I need to learn everything over here to be able to jump to the next step. That's my goals, you know. What about you?
So I have a same system, but we do fundamentals.
Yeah.
Who's good enough to not do fundamentals to be the best at fundamentals? I mess up fundamentals too. I learn in fundamentals class. You know, it's a class for people that are joining jiu-jitsu in at Ogogi. It's a class where someone that joined can follow, so every technique they should be able to learn. But also a technique where if you're a brown belt, you come to this class, it's something that you're working on fundamentals. You're working on foundation.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like a CRAWLSPACE foundation, you have a you gotta.
You need a good foundation.
You have a good
build
foundation,
up.
but you have to also fix it a little bit. You have to look at that a little bit. Is this okay? Is this working? You know, like you can be a black belt, but you gotta go back to your fundamentals, to your foundation. See, like, hey, is my armbar good enough? Can you submit everybody with an armbar? No, maybe you gotta work on it. You know what I mean? You can't scissor sweep everybody. Sometimes you see like purple belts, they don't do scissors. They can't do scissor sweep.
That's true.
You know, like it's fundamentals a class where people know that it's a fundamentals.
But your higher belt can't get anything, he gonna get like too many rounds, like
Yes,
live
he
rounds.
knows how
That's
to-
why I tell my students, man, you guys can come any fundamentals class, but that class is not like to you roll hard or whatever. You there to help into. You can do the moves with everybody, but when we put this specific, you don't wanna tap the white belt like 10 times. You go help him, maybe tap him one time, show him what he need to do to defend that.
You don't
When
have to win.
you don't have to win, yeah. But like different on the advanced class, when I get but purple belt, maybe you have to win a little bit
push
on this
more,
class,
you
push a
push
little
more.
bit more, cause like I go against another black belt, don't need to take care. Well, I need to take care, but I don't need to take care like I take care of white belt. You understand? I can push a little bit more. That's a class specific to him. That's why I try explain my students.
Yeah.
But we do a lot of things similar. I learn a lot from GP.
We share
He
a lot of
learned a lot from me too. We change a lot of information, and I definitely learn a lot with you guys too.
Exactly.
Man, every podcast I learn something. I'm like, man, I will try apply this in my school. The idea from the system I get here on the podcast, like to provide to the students.
And
like
you said you hand them a booklet. You have something physical, like with a curriculum.
I have for me. That's what I want to do. I
Yeah.
want to do like, or a book, or a link with the videos. I feel the video will be a little bit easier to they understand. But on the first day you get somebody a book, I think it will be really nice too. I don't know how to do that.
One of the first guys I signed up, he had done like I think 6 months or a year at another academy, and he had taken a break. He actually did one of your opens, and I gave him the Jiu-Jitsu University book. He took it home, and I was like, "This is basically a curriculum. This is Sensei Saulo, Sensei Shanji in it." He took it home and he read it. He came back and he signed up, and he's been here. And so I encourage all the students to get that book.
Yeah.
I haven't,
Something like these I want to do, but little bit less, just like more with like maybe my lineage, something about the school, about the name, some on the first page, and then start week 1 techniques, maybe some photos, week 2, week 3, I think the book will be nice, have that conversation to my partner, like this week, but the video maybe will be easier to they understand.
and people learn different ways.
Yeah.
In college, when I had straight A's going up to until I got to college, but I didn't get an A until my 3rd year in college, until I learned how to study, and I had to like read the chapter beforehand. Then when I got to class, I could like understand and ask questions, and I would go back and review my notes afterwards. But it had to be like the full system. Just showing up to class and hoping you're gonna learn was really hard. So even like going to the camps.
Yeah, I did this all my life and I don't learn. Just show
Like,
up.
like when I go to Sensei Shanji's camps, I'll watch his instructionals and like kind of review stuff beforehand. Then I'll go there and then I'll have questions, especially things I'm working on. And then
I did a strategy seminar one time. He showed a lot of diamond frames, guard retention. It's really cool. I still use a lot of things.
yeah.
Still use a lot of things.
I went to a seminar too.
And Shandi, my second black belt tournament, I fought with Shandi. Like on the semifinal Grand Slam Rio de Janeiro. I beat the guy on my first 2 matches. I'm super happy. I'm like, yes, that's cool. I'll fight Shandi. Man, I start like crazy, shaking him, try to take him down. But I think I did like 2 or 3 advantages on him. I don't pass his guard. His diamond is so good. And event like in the last minute, he been able to sweep me. And the fight is over. And he like, good job, children. I'm like, fuck, man. But it's fun. It's good experience. Yeah. He already like master at that time. 2016, he master already. But I give him a heart, put everything on this man. Wanted so much win that fight, and he able to like control my pace, maybe like because I pushing too much, And when he sweep, like, man, for real, like, I think like 30 seconds, I look at the clock, I'm like 2-0. I'm like, I try my best to sweep it back, I can't. And I'm a little bit sad. The time I belt like on my knees, no, and he come. Good job, boy. Thank you. It's funny match.
It'll be good if
But these things teach you a lot, man. I'm like, man, maybe it's not that way. You know, like you ever fight everything. Like my first 2 events like was like crazy. Was a black belt. My first one was a Copa Pódio. I cut from 100 kilos to 85.
Whoa.
In like 1 month to compete at Copa Pódio. And I fight on the same day with Vitor Stima, Leandro Lor, Nicolas Meregari, Gilon Dennis on the same day. You know, I beat Gilon and Vitor Stima, lost on the semifinal to Leandro Lor, and did the 3rd place like fight with Meregari, and I unfortunately lost. But like 2-2 on the first event with like all these high level guys, you know, that like just put me in another level for sure, like mentally and technical. And then my second event I fight already with Sean, beat like 2 guys, like not really big names on that time before, and boom, lost to Change. And then my 3rd event, and I just keep improving, and it's good that take the block about like fight with your idols. Do you understand? Because like before you're like, man, this guy's so good, I wanna be like him. And then one day you step on a match to fight him, you know, you need to change something in your mind to you be able to fight hard and real try win. Because you like him, you black belt in the same division, you like the same way, you know.
You both got 2 arms,
yeah,
and a neck.
2 arms, a neck, a leg, you know, gotta try. But that process is funny. It's fun.
Yeah, every time I train with him, I'm just like, I don't know any jiu-jitsu. Nothing. Yeah, it's a lot of fun.
Sean is it's a legend, you know. Sean is actually
7 times world champion, no? More than 7?
Because I think he had like 2 absolute, also, and 2 ADCC.
Yeah.
You know, yeah.
Sean beat Roger, right?
Yeah.
Sean beat
twice.
Roger.
Finals,
Yeah.
right?
In the absolute.
On the absolute, yeah.
I think
One or
twice.
twice?
I think twice.
No, I think he
I
beat
remember
Jacaré,
one.
no?
He beat
The one?
Jacaré and one.
Jacaré and Roger, I think.
I'm not the best with this.
Yeah, but like I remember like the year he beat Roger. He was living in Ohio. I had like like he don't have like much training. Did a lot of conditioning, you know, and get in the awards beat Roger.
His stories are
I'm
crazy.
like, oh my god, man.
Yeah. One of them that he beat Roger, he had hurt his SI joint, and he wasn't moving for 2 weeks.
Oh my god.
And then he showed up to do
the tournament and.
Anyone.
But like for real, I feel that sometimes
He's a samurai, man.
Yeah, but like sometimes when you like a little bit hurt or with a little bit limited but not crazy, you know, you fight better because you don't expose yourself too much. I fight awards now a couple weeks ago, and I was coming from a vacation in Brazil, you know, and I'm like scared to get tired. Bro, I don't expose myself. I get double gold. You won my division in the open class on the awards, master awards now, and bro, I just did like right decisions. I don't expose myself to do any bad decision, and eventually I win. You know, just because in my mind I'm like, man, let me keep everything in control here. You know, like that's works for me sometimes.
Injuries are funny, man. Like this hamstring. So many emotions, and then even it's like, man, if I had to do jiu-jitsu right now, I don't think I could do anything. Like even if just sometimes like you know you put your arm away or something or no arms, you can still do stuff, but without a leg,
it's hard, no. But you know, every time too, like when I come from endurance, I improve on other things. One time, like I hurt my knee, and on that time I was doing like a lot of lasso guard. I can't do lasso guard anymore. The only thing I can do is half guard. I start to get good at the half guard eventually, you know, because that's the only thing I can do.
Yeah.
Play on the side, boom, boom, you know. It's like
True.
That's part of the beautiful journey. The growth is you getting to know your body, and if you've had a limitation, you know how to deal with it in the future. You know, but I haven't dealt with this one in a while. But even just feeling my body, it's like, oh, certain movements hurt a lot, and certain don't hurt as bad. But I'm noticing like imbalances in my posture and not bending over correctly, and it's aggravating the hamstring. I'm like, oh, I've been just overworking it. So sometimes pain and injuries, it's a message.
It's that sign, yeah, we gotta listen.
A lot of people ignore things, you know. But, you know, that awareness, and then because everything we're learning and, you know, getting ready for tomorrow and what could happen in the future, you know, and
but that's awesome, brother.
Yeah, I have
like
been,
that's part of the journey. I feel like
you have to improve.
But it's important. Don't understand me wrong, guys. You don't need to train hard, you know, like especially you do that for fun and for all that. If you get hurt, some things happen. Take your time to get better, you know, to improve. Or like if you feel that's that little bit limited, but you still can do it, you know. But sometimes we need a rest, just that.
But like you can rest on the mat, you know. Like I think keep sometimes work like as a white belt, right? If you have an injury that's blocking from training, show up, stay on the mat. Don't roll, don't drill, but just stay there. Because it keeps the routine, keeps the habit.
Yeah, that's important.
Knowing that you're getting out of the house at this time to go to training. So I think this part of retention keep people training.
Show up, you know.
Yeah. Then like talk.
I tell that like come, like watch the drills, do the drills if you can, you know. And time to like do the specific or role. You sit on the side or help me to protect the guys, you know, because. Now some fundamentals class I get like a large group. I need some people. I say like, okay, you three not gonna roll this time. Just like help me. Don't let people crush each other, you know. And then like be around. I'm like, if you're a little bit hurt or something, you're still able to like, hey, ADP, stop here. Move to the center, you know. You're still able to do that and be on the match and help.
Then help, yeah. I actually been developing my De La Riva and reverse De La Riva guard to my right leg by using the lapel, because my knee is not the same as it was, you know, a while back. So I started to use new things and new tools to maybe secure my leg more instead of focus more on my knee to hold. The lapel is giving that support, you know, like those are like changes you can start making and adapting because of injuries, you know. I think that's, and most of my injuries came from not doing jiu-jitsu, motorcycle and soccer. So I used to ride bikes, and I was actually telling Max, he touched my shoulder here. You didn't know this before, right? So my last motorcycle accident was, I knew that I wouldn't be here today if I was keeping riding bikes, because I woke up in the ambulance.
Oh my god!
After like many other ones, this was the major ones. Like, all right,
time to stop.
I gotta stop.
I love motorcycle, man, but I just sold my one like last month, but. It's hard. I start to look already at other to try to.
No, yeah, but this like in Brazil's a little bit different. I was showing how I used to ride. Let me see if I can get a video. To a student yesterday. She's like her name's Erica, and she's riding bikes. Like, be careful with, but she has all the equipment. Right. Sometimes I would like ride shirtless, short, and flip flops, and fast, crazy.
But like I feel here, people respect a little bit more. The rules, you know, like kind of. They don't have the. Como que fala corredor?
You don't go through the cars.
Yeah, you gotta be behind the cars. You know? In Brazil, that's normal. That's funny. You like one car over here, another car over here, and you're behind there, like boom, between the cars. Man, sometimes this guy he not gonna see you, man, and he wanna get in there, boom, done. You know. That's
I think the biggest issue here sometimes like this. That I used to do like. I think you're gonna say.
Oh my goodness.
This is like normal all day long. This. Easy.
Yeah, no. Like, I like dirt bikes and like ATVs. But man, I never got into motorcycles on the road. One of my best friends died in a motorcycle accident, and I don't know. I was just never attracted to it. But it's a lot of fun. But jeez.
All the time. This is easy. Sometimes one wheeling between the cars.
Bro, I really like motorcycle. I think it's my dad's mistake. My dad now has 3 motorcycles. Now, like around his 60.
How do
3.
you feel?
I asked him, he like, why 3? And I'm like, some days I wanna like get a small one. Some days I want a tall one. These one go a little bit faster than the other.
When I see this, I get
crazy.
my heart like, how I used to do this. How do I used to like ride like this? You know, it's like,
Yeah.
man, too crazy when you look back. But when you're a teenager,
You don't
you
care.
don't know the consequence of things. Like, you're not worried about 5 years from now. You know, like you think you're super.
You think like a superhero now?
And then like, you have to pay for these mistakes you make. You know.
Yeah.
But you gotta learn from them. So like touch the shoulder. See if you can. This is from the last one. Up here.
Oh yeah.
Stop, man. That's like.
And this elbow, like what happened? I was going through the cars like this, and then the guy didn't stop. The sign stopped, and I hit him in the front. So I pressed the brake, and I did that. Boom! Hit my elbow, broke the window, and then instead of
See the scar.
flying. I hit the car and I fell back.
Hey, my motorcycle accident is almost like
Similar?
similar. Like I'm like on the roads kind of here and here, you know. And this guy, he don't stop on the sign, and I was past it. I saw.
Hit you.
I tried. Yeah, he hit me, but I tried to put to the side like this, and he hit like on the back of my motorcycle, and I just like flip it, you know, kind of. But like the car hit like my shin. I broke the fibula. Like they have the tibia, the big one, the fibula on the side. The small one, I broke the small one on my leg. Like, but that's 2012,
That's crazy.
I think so.
And one thing that I was actually talking to in class yesterday, we have to appreciate the bad things that happen in our life because they turn to be the best thing that happens. Like at this accident, I thought I turned to I thought the accident was in a different place, different, like the same street, but like before, you know. And I remember I was behind a bus, and the bus turned, and I thought about, should I turn here or go straight? I was like, I'll go straight. I went straight, and I had an accident, right? And I was like, man, why? I should have turned. I was like, no, I shouldn't turn. Maybe that was the best thing that could happen to me, because if I turn, it could be the bus. It could be something worse, you know.
Or maybe you need the accident to stop, to stop it, you know.
To stop, like I think we need to find the good things in the bad things. I think that's how we become better. How we can see the positive in the negative.
Yeah.
Like Max said, maybe if he didn't make that little turn, it could be his whole body. Yeah. You know, like, thanks that was just this. Thank God that was just this, you know. Like, I think as a society we need to be more, have this mindset, you know, because otherwise we turn into victims. Oh, because of that I didn't do this. Because of that I didn't do this. This is their fault. This is his fault. No, it's my fault.
You by yourself on I have a friend
with you
with me, but thanks God don't happen not with him. I will have like so much. Like
no, but
in mind.
I think that's kind of mindset, and like appreciate it, understand that the bad things are lessons, and see the positive even on the bad.
Yeah.
But then sometimes the bad can turn into the best. Something that is really bad happening in your life right now, or something happened, this can be something that gonna turn into the best thing that happened in your life.
I believe
To
in that too.
make
Yeah.
you be a better person, to make you to achieve new things, to force you to grow. You know, like it happened in my life. You know, it happened in many people that I talk to. I think those are like the mindset. You know, like learn the mindset. We learned this mindset on the mat. Man, you're getting smashed. Thank you, appreciate that. It's you're on the mat, you're training. See the benefits of that. Like you're training daily, and sometimes you don't see the why. Sometimes you make something and you hurt yourself. Appreciate that. That wasn't something worse than that. You know, like I think we instead of like bring the negative, we have to look at the positive. It's okay to go through to feel bad, right? But for a short period of time, like, all right, man. Well, now you have to move.
Move on.
You gotta move. You know, like you have to move.
Yeah, jiu-jitsu is a great place to kind of exercise that because you get tapped so much that if you become like a victim of it or like you make excuses, it's like you got tapped because you shouldn't have been in that position or you exposed something. And if
Open mind to learn.
yeah, if you're grateful, oh, I got caught, this is good, and it's in training. It wasn't at a tournament, it wasn't on the street. You know, I'd rather tap in class and have to do it in a tournament. God forbid a street fight. There is no tapping. And it's all data acquisition. You learn and the perspective, and I don't know. Sometimes people attach meaning and emotions in ways that don't serve them. And minimizing the bad habits so that it doesn't happen in the future. I think that's important. Not that riding a motorcycle is a bad habit, but there is realities with it.
For sure. The way you
The
ride,
way
the
to
way you ride.
it's a bad habit if
are
you go
driving
crazy.
The right speed. You care, like you're wearing the right equipment. Are you driving safe? Accidents can happen. Things can happen. But are you being prepared if this happen? Like how you dealing with those things. So I think that's kind of how we need to. I think that not. I think it is the way the world is the way we see the world. I'm in a problem. Max might come and like, JP, no, it's not a big deal. Just look at this. It's like, I didn't see that because I'm so focused on seeing the way I want to see.
Yeah.
But like I think we have to try to expand the way we see the world, and by like talking, communicating with people, and be open to like, man, I never thought about this. Like you said about the green belt. I never thought about this. Interesting. Never seen that. I think being open to learn, and at this environment that we are right now, like we learn a lot. Like, cool, man. Interesting, because never thought about this.
Good.
Yeah.
Hey,
So-
I don't think so. It's the best way to finish after this speak. Perfect way to finish today.
What?
You did a really good speak. Like inspire people, open the mind, and see the life on a different way.
But I really think jiu-jitsu brings that to us. Like we see, when you train jiu-jitsu, you see the world differently already. Man, what people see as a problem is not a problem anymore.
Jiu-jitsu, what is jiu-jitsu? Solution problem, man.
Yeah.
You gotta find a solution. People, the guy get you 3 times on your arm, I'm like, hey, how are we gonna block this?
You
Okay,
make the
on
same
your arm,
mistakes,
yeah,
you're gonna get the caught the same way.
same cut in the same way, yeah.
And we physically feel that, mentally feel that daily training, and sometimes we don't even think about how powerful that is. Like we have no idea how powerful it is sometimes, because you see the world extremely different than 99% of the world. You're physically strong. You're more capable. You have more confidence, and that reflects in your whole life. The way you see the world. Man, I gotta talk to the. Hey, if you bring Tell him, if you bring the president of the United States to speak with me, I'm gonna speak at the same level as him, because of the confidence that Jiu-Jitsu brought to us. If you bring the anybody here in this table, we're gonna speak at the same level because the confidence, like we're gonna be of learning to, like sharing that. I think that's kind of like you getting a job interview, man. You're more confident. Like you can present yourself better. There's many things that we sometimes don't even.
People ask me all the time, bro, you do like a podcast in English? I'm like, yeah, I'm doing. I don't know if I'm doing the best way, but I'm doing. But I think for real, bro.
But episode 54 is way better than episode 1.
Way better.
We're flowing way more.
Yeah.
The equipment's better.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is different. The
But
first PBJJF tournament to now,
It's way better.
different.
But the jiu-jitsu give you, that gave me, for many people too, that confidence to like, I'm able to do.
Mhm.
When he told him like, oh, in English, he's like, yeah, in English. I'm like, my English a little bit broke, but I will figure it out. For sure, this will improve me. I will learn new words. My English will get better. Everything will get better. Let's do it.
Meet
you
new
know?
people.
Yeah.
And we see like the world we saw at the PBJJF 1, the first PBJJF tournament was one world, and the vision we had was one, and the potential we saw in ourselves was one, but now it's already different.
Yeah.
We see the world different, we see the growth different, and we see our ability of grow differently. But maybe 2 years from now we're gonna see different. We're gonna have other exposure. We're gonna be will be a different world. But because we're trying to move,
Hey, we needed to do a picture with the first event
to now.
to now to see the progress.
Yeah.
People see a lot of people who's coming our events now don't know how we started.
Yeah, but the world's always changing, and that's a
Yeah.
reality of life. Like, it's always changing. Like, the position is always changing. That's why it's tough to teach, like, a static thing. It's like, you can't always just do this one thing. You don't control what the other guy's going to do. If they've already trained, they know the patterns that they're supposed to do. But if you're going with, like, a new crazy white belt, it's self-defense. Like, they can do whatever. And people are so unpredictable. Kids, too, that you can never predict. And you can just do your best. But, yeah.
That's cool.
It's the wave. I think
You wake up motivated today, man.
every day.
With the good speak.
Because I think that's sometimes we forget about this, like we forget. Man, you think about how powerful jiu-jitsu is. What is the toughest Navy SEAL in the world? Whoever it is, he become a toy in our hands, a little toy, a baby, the toughest guy ever. In a 101, he's a little toy. You play with him like a child. Have you ever thought about this? The toughest guy in the world, the Navy SEAL, not trained jiu-jitsu, become a little baby, a little child in our hands. That's crazy.
No.
It's insane to think about.
I
A
did
bodybuilder, biggest guy, turns into a little toy.
I did a seminar at ARM couple weeks ago now, and I bring Marcia and Vinicius with me. Vinicius like 170 pounds, and Marcia maybe 140, I don't know. And at the end we did it. I showed a couple escapes, couple things, and the guy who invited us to do the seminar was like, let's do a little challenge. You guys get there and people try to hold you guys or whatever. I show like the last move is like a mount escape, and the guys try to hold you guys, and I'm like, yeah, sure, let's do it. And then put to a tree. I'm like, you guys wanna challenge it? Do a little game, blah blah blah. Challenge us. Like we put like the instructors here on the mount position. You try to hold, blah blah blah. And the guy come like, man, big guy. I'm like, let's see if size matters on jiu-jitsu. I wanna challenge her. Everybody like, she escaped like in 10 seconds. Do you understand? And the guy's like maybe 200, 210, you know. And then another guy, and then the guy who invited us like, no, let's go into like submission. It's like nobody passed than like 1 minute, you know. They are way bigger than her, but everybody wanna challenge her, you know. Like I did like 2 or 3 only, but like everybody wanna go on her to see that
Yeah.
that magic about like a little girl be able to control a big guy or a big woman bigger than her.
Or someone that is built to fight.
Man.
It's a military, right?
A military, yeah.
Base. Think about how crazy that is.
Yeah.
And people are like, oh, this guy's the best, whatever. In our hands, he's a little toy, a child. You know, we have to like be safe to not for them to not hurt themselves.
No,
by
that's the thing. Like a lot of I have to control outside most of the time. Cause another thing I teach them how to tap it too. Though, like when we get caught on a submission tap like this, some guys like like and don't want to tap. I'm
Don't
like,
wanna tap.
that's fine.
Gonna
Stop,
pass
Marcia.
out.
And Marcia don't care. She'll go to kill the guy. You know, she put on the army bar, man. And the guy they like fight. I'm like, he gonna get hurt. I'm like, that's fine, man. She catch you, like you go get hurt, blah blah blah. Like don't do that, you know.
And think about this opportunity to give this confidence to a child. We can change the world for a better world by educating the kids, educating the adults, building and you is the confidence that you know you don't want to fight. You know the outcome.
Yeah.
Why do you fight? You don't have to prove anything to anybody. It takes you more away. It's like me. I have a weapon. You have nothing, and you want to fight me. You know the outcome. That's not gonna work well for the other person. You have a good distance, and you're really good at shooting. Man, what is gonna happen? You have no experience of anything. I'm good at shooting, and then I have a weapon, and all right, ready? It's the same thing, you know. Like it's crazy how this can also build your confidence in any aspect of your life. We say something like, "Hey, we're gonna be the largest and most. We're gonna be the most known federation in the world." Man, we're gonna do it. We're gonna freaking do it because we know it's possible. When we put something in our head, man, like, hey, let's do it. We're gonna make this happen. We're gonna.
But it don't start like that now. Do you remember, like in the first ones, like let's do like 2 or 3 events a year, just hearing about them, and now we start like, man, we can grow. Like he said, like we saw the potential now on ourselves too. We start like we can be a big one. Let's do it. You know.
Yeah.
It's I think
Yeah, like a lot of people start in jiu-jitsu, they never see themselves like becoming a purple belt, a brown, black belt. Like it's such a skill gap. Like in the beginning you feel like, oh, I can kind of hang, but they're being nice to you. And then once you kind of, and I think that happens at the blue belt where a lot of people quit. They make it such a big deal and it's like, I finally got there, but then they see there's still so much more to go.
And people need to understand the blue belt is not a big deal. It's just the first step. They're just the beginner, you know.
Yeah.
You did it, but it's like a marathon. You gotta still run the marathon, you know.
But
just finish the first 10 miles.
and I think you're always gonna feel like that. You said you went to the camp. You felt you didn't know jiu-jitsu. We always feel that we don't know. You know, like, man, I'm struggling. Like, sometimes you feel like you can beat everybody in the room. You can train, like, all right, cool. But you always make a mistake. Like, man, I could do better in my half guard. I could beating Bolo better. I could reverse beating Bolo better. Oh, maybe my lasso guard can be better. You know, like, man, this guy gave me a hard time, like, in a half guard. You know, oh, he got on side control. He got a good position. You know, like we're consistently feeling that we have to improve, even over many years of experience, and this keeps us humble. It should, you know. But sometimes, and then other scenarios, sometimes we outside of jiu-jitsu, people that never done jiu-jitsu, sometimes they put themselves in a pedestal where they are not. They don't see their weakness. They don't see their improvement. How they can improve. They think they got there and that's it. And sometimes that when things collapse. I think that's.
Jiu-jitsu exposes you to reality. You can't be delusional. The mats tell the truth. That's one beautiful thing, especially with everything that's happened these past couple of years and all these conspiracy theories all coming true, and you don't know who to trust. At least on the mats, you can see some truth, and at least get to know yourself more and how you operate, 100%. And you're mentioning a marathon. I think it's also like a mountain, because once you kind of get to the mountain, now you can see a little higher, a little further. Maybe it's the fog's gone away, and then you can kind of keep going. It's tough to see everything in the beginning, but I don't know. I always, from the beginning, I knew jiu-jitsu was gonna be special for me, for my life, and for the world. And it's nice to be a part of it in some way. I love that I finally found how I fit, because I've always loved sports. I always loved teaching and coaching, but it was like, what am I gonna teach? What am I gonna coach? And not to mix it with.
And now you have your own school, close to get your black belt. On one more step, you want a brown belt, man. Next step is a black belt. That's beautiful. How when you see how we did, we're looking back now for sure. Like, man, I get it. Get here.
And every time you come here, you're gonna tell, I have 50 more students.
Yeah.
50 more. I'm opening another school. We believe in this process. We believe you're gonna get there. We see the potential of you and your school and jiu-jitsu, and we know you're gonna get there. You're doing the work. Congrats for
everything, man. Yeah.
And thank you guys too. You guys are doing such an amazing thing, and I want to compete more and almost do all the opens, but I only have one body, and everything, and I mean, I'm 34, so I'm not
still very
the youngest guy, but I still got some good years in me.
Yeah.
And right now it's focus on growing the school and getting the training room up to a certain level, and I don't know, maybe I'll start competing a little bit more.
Nice. I want to see you in awards, bro.
Yeah, I'll be there for
this
awards.
Awards would be nice. Try to get your students. That would be a good experience for.
And
everyone.
winning this, you're gonna put your name into the legacies, the first PBJJF Worlds. People gonna always look back to the first champions.
Yeah.
You see this in any federation. You see Saulo was winning back in the 1996. The guys still hold that title, even if it was not expressed as it is right now. But as we grow, it's going to just make this title bigger since the beginning. This title will be equivalent to our worlds from 10 years from now. We keep holding. It's like a investment.
Yeah.
You win this, it just gets bigger.
Yeah.
Because the name grows, and this title has even more and more
prestige.
Prestige. Yes.
Prestige.
So that's kind of how I see winning the main event at PBJJF, and this one, it's an investment. When you buy something that it's going to grow, it's gonna bring more. It's going to grow in a way that you can get the title to even build more your career. It's just gonna get bigger and
leverage
that. So that's kind of how we see. That's how people also reach out to us. Man, I want to do it. I know there's really gonna be a opportunity to grow inside the organization and put my name in the history. So,
can I take spoons?
Of course,
sure. Yeah, Carlos will get to
take some. And man, I just want to thank you, Gabe. Thanks so much for coming here for the second podcast with you.
Season
got
2.
the mug, season 2, and we'll get in. Hopefully, you come to season
3.
every season. You know,
Yeah.
that's the goal.
Maybe before, if Vitor Hugo,
Yeah, with
if you
Victor
can connect,
I'll be happy to
come
help.
with Vitor Hugo, would be awesome have you here
That'd be
again.
cool.
Yeah, I'll
You
be
know,
happy to help.
always a good conversation. Like I told every podcast, I learn a lot. Learn from last time, we learned a lot from like investment, like money too. I like it. And that's it, man. Thanks so much.
Gabe, appreciate it, brother. Thanks so much for
Awesome.
coming. And good luck at the Worlds, you and your team. We're excited to see you there.
Me too. Excited.
Beef. Just before we finish, make sure you like it, share with your friends, okay, or content. That's a way to support yours, alright? Shout out for Brave Kimonos, Santos Law Farm, PBS, CRAWLSPACE Foundation, and Porks Dental Care. You guys are the best. The podcast, the PBJJF, only able to do this because you guys help us and support us. If you wanna do something nice to us, go on the social media and talk like, hey, I saw you guys support PBJJF, the Jiu-Jitsu community, thanks so much, blah, blah, blah. This is a great way to help PBJJF too.
For sure.
Good?
Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Max.
Moça, always my
Appreciate
friend.
all